So, once again, welcome to today's Listing Leads Basics session. I am Hannah, the Chief Trainer here at Listing Leads, and I am excited that you made it today. If you logged into the platform, maybe you looked around and thought, okay, where the heck do I even start? Then you are in the right place today. By the end of this training, our goal is that you'll know exactly what Listing Leads is designed to do and how to use the big three, which is email, text, and direct mails, to start attracting more listings consistently. So I am going to toss it over to Lee, let him introduce himself to you guys, and I'll go ahead and share my screen for y'all.
Awesome. Perfect. Thanks, Hannah. So yeah, my name is Lee. I'm based in Atlanta. Work on some operations and customer stuff with listing leads, and super excited for you guys to be here. Hannah's going to run down the session, but I'll be in the chat. I can answer questions if you have. I'll be dropping the links. But yeah, we're excited to run you through the platform and show you just the core basics, getting some content out the door so we can get you some more business.
Yes. So I am sharing my screen here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Make it a little bit bigger for y'all.
Perfect. That was great.
Yay. Okay, I'm going to move myself out of the way. That it's always in the spot that you don't want it in.
Right. Exactly. We need to click every time.
So I'm just going to click access the content here, and we will get started. So what I really want to start with today is the big picture, and that is that Listing Leads is not just another shiny tool. Listing Leads is a marketing execution system, and our job today is to make sure you are consistently using the only three marketing channels that actually move the needle. And those three channels are email, which is that value first communication that's going to earn that attention. Two is text, which is the personal one-to-one follow-up that builds relationships. And three is going to be direct mail, and that is the tangible authority that stays on the counter and not in the inbox or mailbox. So that's it. We help you run those three channels every single week using proven templates and blueprints. So the first thing I really want to deep dive into today is the first piece of the big three, which is email. And email, guys, is the heartbeat of your marketing. And we recommend you to send 2 emails per week. Send number 1 is going to be that deal of the week email. I'm sure if you have kind of dabbled in the Listing Leads platform, heard Jimmy talk about listing leads, you've probably heard about the deal of the week. This is the one that gets attention. It's short, it's curiosity driven, and it has zero fluff. Heavy on the zero fluff.
No fluff. No fluff, no images.
No, there's no price, there's no address, there is no photo, just the hook. And I want to show you guys exactly what that looks like. So we have the listing attraction plan pulled up here. Monday through Friday, you can count on this listing attraction plan. We're going to have something that you can use for your marketing Monday through Friday. But the main things that we want to focus on today specifically is the big three. And that first part being email, and specifically the deal of the week email. So here is the campaign when you open it up. We have the introduction section here, kind of goes over the same exact thing that I said before. And one thing that I'm going to let Lee tell you guys a little bit about is we do have a deal of the week tool that you guys can use for this specific campaign. It's going to make your life a lot easier. But I do want to just show you guys the campaign, and then I'll kind of let Lee show you guys how the tool actually works and kind of give y'all some more insight into that. So when you open the campaign, we have the before you get started section. And this is kind of just the things that we recommend you have in place before you actually send out an email campaign. The first one being an email tool, but me and Lee are very, very adamant that you do not need a tool. You know, this is saying you need a platform that lets you send mass emails to your database, but use what you have. So whether that be Follow Up Boss, MailChimp, KV Core, Constant Contact, you can use any of those. But I want to be very clear here. You do not have to have a fancy tool. You don't have to have a CRM to send these emails out. If you have a Gmail, you can send these emails out. That's all you need. You just need an email, whatever you have. Gmail is probably the most common one. That's all you need to send these out. You don't have to have the tool. Now, underneath that, we recommend you have these 3 lists kind of set up. It's going to help you, it's just going to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to sending these campaigns out. So, those 3 lists are prospects, so the people you haven't done business with, and then sphere of influence or past clients. So, those are the people that you have done business with, and then the entire database, which is all the contacts. Now, one thing we want to mention is you're not necessarily sending this to every contact in your database. Basically, you're sending it to the combined list of your prospects and your sphere of influence or past clients. I know sometimes that kind of sends people for a little bit of a loop. You're not going to
Send it to
send,
other agents or
yeah,
attorneys or anything like that. So yeah,
exactly.
I appreciate the clarification. That makes good sense. It's basically one, the other, or both. Is probably we should probably write it that way. But
I agree.
me too.
We say that, like, we said that like the past 2 times, and I'm like, you know
Right.
what? We should change
Maybe we should.
all contacts to combined list
Yes.
above.
Yes.
Um,
But it's super simple, and I just want to double down on what you said. Like, we know when people send these, they work. So we
mhm,
just want you to send it. If you send 4 to past clients through your Gmail, rock on. Like,
exactly.
ship it, see it work. You're going to want to do more. And we'll offer some things here in just a minute too to help you do this a little more less manually. But
Yes.
this is a great way to do this. It's essentially free. You can go into the MLS, find a deal, steal our copy, fill in the little brackets, and you're good to go.
Yep. And one thing, the last thing here, number 3, is plain text format. I really want you guys to understand these emails are simple. They don't have a bunch of fancy images, they don't have a big fancy signature at the bottom. They are written to feel personal and not promotional. So, just like it says here, you're going to want to keep those really clean, paste them as is. Maybe add your short signature at the bottom with your name, your number, maybe your site, but that is it. And you'll see when we show you guys the tool that it does exactly that for you. Underneath, we have the how to execute section. If you are sending this out manually, you are just going to copy this, paste it into your email tool or your email platform. And anything that you see here is information, or anything you see that is bracketed is information that you're going to want to change or edit. So obviously, you're going to add the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, key features of the property, square footage, things like that. So anytime you see these brackets here, that is going to be information that you're going to want to edit in and change once you put it into your email platform. Underneath that, we also give you the steps if you need it to transfer the email content to your email blast app. And we're always, I don't think I touched on this before, but we're always going to give you the target audience for the specific campaign. And the way that we highlight that is this yellow bubble here. So this is going to your entire database, or like we said, the combination of your prospects and your sphere of influence or past clients. So that is how that email looks. And now I'm going to let Lee kind of give you guys a rundown of the tool that we have that does this campaign for you.
Perfect. Yeah, I just dropped a link in the chat to it. Or if you don't mind, you're hitting the link in the chat, or it's linked right there as well. Yeah, it's the same place. And so we'll walk you through this. And I want to be clear, this is a free tool. You don't have to log in. You don't have to do anything. And we'll demonstrate very briefly what it does. So, Hannah, if you want to just pick a couple of areas, city, zip, whatever's easiest just to identify, a little bit of an area. Maybe like 3 cities is usually good to. There we go. Yeah, and you can. No, and I'm glad you did it that way. You can do it by zip or city or whatever's best for your area.
There we go.
Nice. All right, perfect. So then we scroll down, pick a price range. We can leave it wide if you work a certain price range, or not over a certain number, not under a certain number, and then obviously the property types. And then if you hit find your deal of the week, it's pretty magical. It takes a quick second.
It really is.
I do know for for what it's worth, I do know they were working on this a few minutes ago. So if it doesn't work, it's a
Oh,
temporary.
yay.
Okay, there we go. We got some. So yeah, you can see here, based on the criteria you put in, we found 4 results. And now what's important about these are being pulled from Zillow with a
Mhm.
high save rate and their new listings. So this is basically helping you not only find the deal itself, so you can see there we've got that, but Hannah, if you hit auto write an email, this will actually write a subject and an email for
Yep.
you unique to that property. Um, and it's actually pretty amazing. So free tool. I am going to drop a link. We also have a product that will allow you to automate this every week without touching it.
Mhm.
That's called AI mode. I'm dropping a quick link to that. But if you're on basics, learning the core things with us, we definitely want you to press the button, do the things. If it's worth your while to automate it in the future, we certainly would love to have you. But wanted to at least tackle that real quick.
For sure. So that is the deal of the week email. And again, we recommend you guys do that every single Monday. Now, the second send of the week that we recommend is the value based email. So this one is for trust. It's going to be short again, and it's just insight about the market. And this week's email is exactly that. On Tuesday, we typically always follow up with the value based email of the week. And so I'm going to click into that one for you guys. And again, this one, same thing. You're going to want to keep this conversational. You can add your name, your number, but you are going to want to skip all of the extra frou-frou logos, fancy graphics. None of that needs to be included in this email. This is supposed to feel like a sent from iPhone email. Very simple, and the reason it works is because it's simple. So let me show you guys this one. This one is reasons to be optimistic, and it's basically talking about that clarity is power, and it's a huge tool in this current market. And so basically, this email is positioning you as the expert. So we have the before you get started section here, just like all the other campaigns, the email tool that we recommend. But again, if you have Gmail, you can send this email out. No worries. Your 3 simple lists again here, and this one is going to go to your entire database. Again, this is plain text format. And as you can see in this how to execute section here, we have the subject, reasons to be optimistic about the market, and the email content. And guys, all you do is hit copy. That's going to copy that to your clipboard, go into your email platform, your email tool, paste that into the subject line. Same thing for the email content. You'll copy that, paste it into your email platform. And this one is so easy, you guys. Today's homework is after the session today, send this email out if you have not sent it out already, because it is literally copy, paste, send. Send
And it's
one
and
email.
it's Tuesday. So what do you
Exactly.
know? You'll be getting starting off on the right foot.
Exactly. And it's literally the goal, like our hope is that you at least send one of these emails after today's session. You don't have to send it out to your entire database if you don't want to. Just try to please send it out, because people see real success from these campaigns. They actually do work, and we give you guys the tools and we do the work pretty much for you. The last step is you to just execute and send that out. So that is your homework today. Underneath that, again, we always give you those steps to transfer that to the Email Blast app if that's something you're interested in. And here's this example of how that email will look once you send it out. And I do want to mention something kind of new-ish that we've started is we give you the preview text here. So we give you the subject line, obviously, up here where you can copy paste that in. But if you'll look in this example, we also give you the preview text. And basically what that is what they'll see in their inbox underneath that subject line. So that's just a really cool thing that we started to do.
It
And
really
there,
helps with clickability because you can see what it's about a little more first. You got a good
exactly,
subject line and then kind of a why should I open this? So it's
exactly.
all very intentional. I think a lot of people probably don't realize how much time we put into making sure like each piece of this, every
Yep,
word sometimes, you know.
exactly. So that is the value-based email of the week. Send that out after today's session. And if you want to see more examples of those top performing email templates, they are in your dashboard on the left underneath email campaigns. You can click into that, and there's literally hundreds to scroll through. Lots of really good stuff in there. Now, the next piece, number 2 of the big 3, is texting. And texts are where those conversations really, really start. So, this is going to be our really good 1-2 punch, I guess. After you send that email out today, the people who open that email are the people who you are going to send this text to. We recommend aiming to send 100 to 200 texts a week. So that's really just 20 to 40 a day tops, which is not that much. I would hate to know how many texts I send in a day. It's probably, it would probably be embarrassing to know
It's
how many.
more than that.
Yeah, it's definitely more than 20 or 40. I'll tell you that. And again, the people you're going to text are the people who opened one of your recent emails, aka the one that you sent today, and the people who haven't heard from you directly in the last 30 to 60 days. So I'm going to click into Wednesday's phone and text script. This is the likability prospecting text. And we have the introduction here. And again, anyone who opened today's email that you're going to send out is your prospecting list for this text. They've already shown the interest. So that's all you need to know that those are the people who you are sending this to. This message is designed to follow up that signal in a way that feels personal, intentional, and low pressure. So here's the text. And I think this one's really cool. It's almost giving like choose your own adventure style. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this campaign. Totally. I thought it's really cool. So basically, it has this template here. So, hi, first name of who you're sending it to. It's been a while. The last time we talked, you mentioned, and we give you these hooks over here on the right-hand side. So these are the hooks that you can choose from to add in to that little blank space. So you were casually looking to buy, but not ready to commit, possibly moving. You would choose the one that most fits the person that you're reaching out to. And you just enter that into that blank space. Again, we have the before you get started section. For the text, we recommend a CRM that can send text. But again, you do not have to have a CRM that can send text. If you have a phone, you can send these out. Then we have the 3 simple lists here. Again, texting is for follow-up. And here we say smart follow-up start with the right filters. It's just going to make your life a little bit easier. So we have, again, the prospects, sphere of influence, past clients, and then that combination of the 2 lists. But we also recommend you apply 2 filters, one being engaged recently. So the people who have opened an email or visited your site in the last 7 days, or not contacted recently. So there's been no outreach in 30 days for prospects or 90 days for clients. And then plain text format. Same with the emails. These are literally supposed to feel like someone's just reaching out via text. You don't want to add in your big headshot like underneath the message block. Like,
sure. And links are actually bad for reputation. So sending links is a good way to get carrier filtered as well. So you can send a link after you go back and forth. But again, we're trying. Chris and Jimmy used to always say this, and I always loved it, and I probably re-say it too much, but like they used to always say we can automate starting the conversation, we can't automate having it for you. And I love that. This is automating starting the conversation, but then you take over as a human. We're not trying to tell them everything you need to know in one text, and then they don't need to talk to us.
Right, exactly. It's literally just to start that convo. So same thing, like same concept as sending the emails out. You're going to use the copy button here, paste that. And one thing I recommend, if you're not using your CRM to send these out, if you're just using your phone, log into Listing Leads on your phone. That way you can kind of easily switch back and forth between copy, paste it into your message block. Just going to make it a little bit easier. And again, these bracketed pieces of information, you're going to want to change those obviously to the first name, to your name. You could probably send it like this, but you might get some weird responses. I don't know if they'll be the ones that you actually want to receive.
Probably not right before Thanksgiving. Probably not good.
Right, right. So you'll definitely want to change those. And then remember, you'll pick one of those hooks and put that in that place. We also give you the steps on sending this via mass SMS or DM tool, if that's something you're interested in. And we also have not,
Yeah,
not inside of this
I
introduction,
know, where is it? It usually is right there.
but we do have a link if you guys are interested in mass SMS tools. I believe you can find that in our help center
Yeah,
under.
I'll find it and drop a link. It
Yeah,
normally is linked
yes.
there, but I'll get that in the chat.
But we do have some options, some of our favorites that we recommend to you guys if that's something you're in the market for. But there is that text there. Again, there are no emoji, or there's one emoji actually, which honestly, I'm a Gen Z, so I like seeing emojis when people are reaching out to
Yeah,
me, but
a
it's
little
not
personality.
it's not emoji overload. There's no graphics attached. There's no signature at the end of the text message, which I know um, some of you guys love to add that in. Just keep these simple. These are tested and they are proven to work as is. So try your best to leave them as close to that as possible. Now let's move into the last piece of the big three, and that is direct mail. So when it comes to
Hey,
direct mail,
Anna, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I have
no, you're good.
one quick thing I want to mention, and I've already written it to drop in the chat. I'm dropping in the link to the texting thing right now too, but this week is a little bit unusual because we got a text on Thursday, because in the US at least, it's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. So unusually, there's also a text on Thursday. We don't need to go deep on it, Hannah, but I'm dropping a link right now to a session we did yesterday with Jimmy Burgess,
Mhm.
where he gave a great example. To be honest with you, he knows this. We stole that Thursday text from him. But I just dropped a link to a video that we did with him live yesterday, him kind of running down a couple of great free ways to generate leads. And one of them is essentially that Thursday text. Text people you like on Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
he'll run it down in the thing. So sorry to interrupt. I want to
No,
take us
you're
through
good.
direct mail, but I got all excited about the double text and I started looking for that link.
Yes, yes. So yeah, the last piece that we're going to cover today is that direct mail. And like I said, 1 to 2 campaigns a month, kind of navigate that based on your budget and what works for you. But that's just kind of what we recommend. And there are 2 different types of campaigns that we recommend you guys send out. So there's farm letters and there are radius letters. So I'm going to show you guys an example of a farm letter really quick, just so you can kind of see how those campaigns look inside of the platform. Go ahead and show you all that. So this is how to avoid losing 23,000 if you sell your home in 2025. Again, we have the introduction here. And we also have a before you get started section. This one looks probably the most different from the rest of the campaigns. And the reason being is we have these core lists that we recommend you guys have ready before you send out the direct mail campaigns. And just like with the others, we're going to always show you which list we recommend for the particular campaign. Obviously, this is a farm letter, so you're going to send it to that farm list. And your farm list is essentially your core mailing audience. This is going to be used for general awareness and market education. And we recommend building your list using the following filters. So, homeowners who've owned for 10 plus years, 50% plus equity, and areas with strong total commission opportunity. So, transaction volume times average price. And we recommend starting with around 1,000 homes. And if that works, keep on expanding. And if you need help pulling the list for your farm, ask a title rep or use tools like PropStream or Breakthrough Broker. Lee, do you have any other advice for them when it comes to that particular list?
I do indeed. So I just dropped a link. In fact, I don't think I told you this yet, Hannah. I actually have been working on and made a doc. It's just a Google Doc for now, but it's got a pretty deep bunch of different ways to find addresses, title
Mhm.
rep thing, Remine if you have that as an MLS benefit. So I just dropped that in the chat. I also had already prepped where you're headed next with the Canva editing. So I left that in the chat as well. But the first link I just dropped in the chat has a ton of ways to help get this information. Because again, we don't want you to have any stumbling blocks to execute.
Yes, yes, exactly. So that is super helpful if you guys are kind of stuck on, okay, how do I get this list to
Who,
even
how,
out?
who, how, what. We got
Yes,
the what, and now we just gave you the who and how.
exactly. So definitely check that out. And then obviously down here we have radius lists, and these are going to be used for campaigns I'll talk about in just a second, like just listed, just sold, magic buyer, or those pre-appointment letters. And you'll need the ability to quickly pull 100 to 200 nearby homes around a specific property for that list. And then specialty lists are going to be used for targeted campaigns like those expired listings, Silver Tsunami, and FISBOs. So you'll pull those from platforms like RedX or similar to that. So underneath that, we then have the how to execute section. And I know that this can seem a little bit overwhelming the first time you do it, especially if you're not familiar with editing inside of Canva. We get it for sure. And Lee did drop a link in the chat for you guys of a YouTube video where we walk you through the editing inside of Canva process. I recommend if you're doing this for the first time, you're not really familiar with Canva, just pull up the tabs on your computer, one with the YouTube video of us walking you through it, and one with Canva, and just go alongside the video, editing that in real time with the video. That'll just help you. And I promise, once you edit the first one, the rest are going to be a breeze. It is so much easier than it looks. And I do want to mention we got clarification a few weeks ago that these are totally editable inside of the free version of Canva. So you do not need Canva Pro to edit these inside of Canva, which is awesome. Underneath that, we have steps to submit this to a print shop if that's something you're interested in. But again, a lot of these campaigns, you can just print off from your home printer. You don't need,
Yeah.
you don't
I'm a
have to have a print shop print these off for you.
I'm a big fan of that, especially with Canva. You can just go right from Canva, hit print. I even if you want extra credit, maybe sign it by hand, make it
Exactly.
look real,
Yes.
and ship them.
Exactly. And that's actually a good segue into, we haven't mentioned it on the call yet, but if you are not a part of the Facebook mastermind group, really, really recommend you join that. There are people constantly posting their success that they've had with these direct mail campaigns. And one thing that almost every person does that gets success with these campaigns is exactly what Lee said. They hand sign those letters. They're always really excited to post in the group about how many letters they hand sign.
Right. We
So
had a whole thing with Nick Shoemaker showing us her colored envelopes, sending
yes,
out different colored envelopes. Like people make it fun. So yeah, definitely join the Facebook group. It's good for inspiration and good networking.
yes, exactly. That's always a plus. Now I want to show you guys a example of a radius letter. I'm going to do the just listed letter here. Let's see if I can. There's a lot of tabs going on my screen right now, guys, so bear with me. Let's see. Okay,
I know I just did the same thing.
there we go. Okay, so this is the just listed letter. And again, this is the radius letter. So we have the introduction here, just like with the other campaigns, the before you get started section. And again, this is recommend for those radius lists. So Lee, do you have any advice when it comes to pulling those around those 100 to 200.
Yeah, we've got that in that doc as well.
Right.
Ways to pull, yeah, a radius or neighbor, whichever makes the most sense. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, yes.
Perfect. So definitely check out that doc if you are kind of stuck with that part of the process. We try to do everything that we can for you guys to set you up for success. And really, the part that is on you is to just execute, send these campaigns out. So definitely utilize all the tools that we give you guys. Obviously, the campaigns, the Google Docs that we've shared with you, and that Facebook mastermind group. That is just really going to set you up for success. And we can't wait to see your success when you drop it in the mastermind. It's so much fun for us to see. And we're in the group. Jimmy is in the group. So there's just a lot of really good stuff happening inside of there. Again, with this campaign, we have the template for you to edit inside of Canva. And I don't think I mentioned it on the other, but to access that, you'll just select Get Template. That'll open you up into a new tab where then you can view that template inside of Canva and start editing that inside of there. We're going to always give you that target audience one more time. And this one actually does have the video that Lee dropped in the chat for you guys earlier. And this is the
Yes.
walkthrough that you
And
can.
for clarity, you said this, but I just want to kind of restate it. There's really two different types. There's the postcard style that's obviously a bit more to edit, move around. But this letter style is the really easy one that you can hit go on a printer.
Yeah.
And we didn't, sorry, I'm going off script a little bit here, but since you showed the uh email campaigns in platform, do you mind hopping right back into listing leads itself and just showing
For
where
sure.
there's a bajillion direct mail templates hanging out
Yes.
right there as well.
So as you can see, we have the campaigns here. We have phone and text scripts, those email campaigns, like I showed you guys. And then underneath that, we have the direct mail templates. And like Lee said, there's literally, it feels like an endless supply of campaigns for you
Yeah.
guys to choose from.
And they're pretty relevant. Just because I say 2025, you can just put 2026 on it if you're so inclined. Like they're not so old that it's like irrelevant. And we of course update them as well.
Yeah.
But I just want to mention that if somebody's like, oh, it says 2025. Well,
Right. Here is an example. I'll show you guys really quick of a postcard. So this is the just sold postcard. This is one that we see a lot of success. Folks dropping it in the Facebook Mastermind. I love this campaign. I think it's so eye catching. So there is a look at that. So this is a front and back, and this is maybe a case that you might want to have this printed off at a print shop. Maybe want to use a little bit sturdier of a paper, maybe cardstock, but this is a front and back here. And again, you'll just edit this inside of Canva. It's really, really simple to do. But that is a postcard for you guys to take a look at. And that is pretty much it. That's all we have for you guys for today's session. But our kind of send off for you is it's time now to turn this into a plan. So if you can commit to this for just 30 days, you are going to see traction. And that's not from luck. It's going to be from the momentum of using these campaigns and using this system that we have built for you guys. So just to revisit the big three, you're going to want to send 2 emails per week. So that deal of the week email on Monday, follow up on Tuesday with that value-based email, and then 100 to 200 texts per week, and then those 1 to 2 mailers per month. That is what we recommend for you guys to really focus on for the next 30 days. Lee, do you have anything that you want to kind of add before we hop off here?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I also just dropped the support email in the chat, so you can always hit up our support as well. But yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Do the 2 emails each week, 100 to 200 texts, which again is a couple a day, 20 a day. And if you're in a spot where you can do the mailers, definitely a good traction, more lead gen, obviously a little more expensive, a little more work. But yeah, we love to see these things work. It's so fun to see people post their version or their edits, or I did this and I got 5 appointments. And like we said before, we want you guys to be one of those people. So be sure to join the Facebook group and lots of good stuff there. And Hannah, you want to send us off with some sort of Thanksgiving
Yes, of course. If I don't know if we have any Canadians in the chat today. I know you guys already celebrated Thanksgiving, but if you guys are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Do your homework today. After today's session, send out that Tuesday email, and then tomorrow follow up with that text, and definitely join the Facebook mastermind group. You can actually, there's a button down here that you can click that'll actually let you sign up for that as well. I know Lee dropped it in the chat, so definitely do that. And that's all we have for you guys today. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving. Eat all the yummy food, and we will talk to you guys soon.